Daja Hao. Welcome back everyone, I am Kazak and today we're going to be talking about Chinese vests. Specifically, the topic of today's video is the Type 04B body armor and the Type 06 load-bearing vest. So, without any further delay, let's get into the topic with a bit of history. So, let's put ourselves in the time of when these vests were still new. So we are in the mid-2000s. The People's Liberation Army is being modernized. As we've talked about in the Type 07 camouflage and uniform video, China wanted to modernize its military and bring it up to the standard of other countries at the time. And a part of that modernization would be new body armor and load-bearing systems, which we are going to be talking about today. So yeah, first of all, before we get into the topic properly, yes, I know I'm wearing navy patches on an army uniform. I don't have a navy uniform available on hand right now, and I do not have army patches available on hand right now. So it is what it is. Also worth mentioning, these patches are terrible for catching onto anything you're trying to put through your arm. Okay, so we are starting with the Type 04B body armor vest, which I have right now. So the development of the Type 04 vests, the Type 04B and the entire Type 04 family was developed by the General Logistics Department of the People's Liberation Army, and they were designed to provide Chinese soldiers with ballistic protection. So I've heard two different stories about this series of vests, and because I am not able to fully confirm either of the two, I will tell you both of them. The first one, which comes from directly translating Chinese articles, is that 4 vests were created in the Type 04 system. That included the Combat Infantry Type A, Combat Infantry Type B, Combat Infantry Type C, and an artillery vest, with the differences being as follows. Combat Infantry Type A, so Type 04A vests, featuring steel inserts on the front, I'm guessing backed by soft armor, but that was not mentioned, and pure soft armor on the back. Type 04B, officially referred to as Combat Infantry Type B, featuring just soft armor protection for anti-fragmentation, and the Combat Infantry Type C, also referred to as Type 04C, which added further ballistic modules, to be exact, to the Combat Infantry Type B vest, specifically including protection for the neck, shoulders, apparently, as well as the groin, and an additional artillery type vest for artillery units. That story has its positive in the fact that all vests, except the artillery vest, feature letter suffixes A, B, and C, which, for my understanding, make a lot of sense. The second version of the story, which I have heard from one of my friends who knows quite a bit about this equipment, is that there is no Type 04A. Instead of that, 3 vests only were created. The artillery vest, the Combat Infantry Type B, and the combat infantry type C. When it comes to type B and C, the specifics are identical to the first story. The only disagreement is about whether the type 04A even exists, or is it just an artillery vest. Sadly, we are not able to properly document a lot of things because the development and the characteristics of People's Liberation Army's equipment are still shrouded in a lot of mystery. A lot of things are still classified, even though these vests were created over 20 years ago. So what we do know is what I told you. Well, the actual vest and some usage we also are able to talk about, because that does not require us to obtain classified information. Despite having 3 or 4 versions, the Type 04B, which I am wearing right now, has become the most common within PLA units. And that means nothing, realistically. Due to the PLA not taking part in active conflicts during the development of these vests, during the use of these vests and other equipment, the only references we have to what they use are from training. And as you may have seen already, if you happened to see some photos, it was very uncommon for soldiers to wear body armor during training. It was something that stayed with them from the past, which is that they didn't want to use body armor in training, which, yes, that makes some sense, because in training you are not going to be shot at, so you technically do not need to have the additional protection of the vest, and therefore you do not need to add the weight of the vest, which this one is actually kind of light. But then again, I think it also makes some sense to train with your vest, because you're preparing your body to carry the weight of this vest. Now, that misconception, just that image of the Chinese soldier wearing a 07 uniform and a 06 carrying equipment and a 03 helmet has become a staple for the image of a PLA soldier for years. And if you've seen them in many depictions in video games and whatnot, that is often the case of how they are portrayed without wearing body armor. Yes, they did have body armor, and a lot of these were made. It's just that they were not used commonly in training. Though I do have a photo of a Russian soldier wearing a Type 04B during some kind of joint training with the PLA. When it comes to the features, we can absolutely talk about them, because I have the vest on me right now. The vest is extremely simple. It features soft armor inside of it, which apparently protects only from fragmentation, with a V50 rating of around, if I'm not mistaken, 525 meters per second for a 1.1 gram fragment. The specific performance of this vest is according to the, if I'm not mistaken, GJB 4300-2002 standard, which that leads us to talking about standards. So China, being a country, has its own ballistic performance standards. In the case of China, there's 2 standards that coexist. That is the national standard GA, which is used by the police and a lot of commercial equipment, and the military has its own very classified standard, which we could not find any information about. I'm sure if you scour enough internet, there might be something, but as of now, it's still classified because it's still in use. Now, for the actual vest and what's on it, shoulder straps feature a piece of sewn fabric right here, which is to mitigate the wear on the actual vest fabric from your rifle sling, from your carrying equipment, and anything else that's sliding on your shoulders. The back features a carry handle. Both front and the back feature pockets on the front to put ballistic plates in. When it comes to what's issued, these vests were issued as is, without plates, just for fragmentation protection. Plates were made for them, but those plates apparently were only rated for pistol rounds. Though, being how this design is, you could absolutely fit actual rifle-rated plates inside of this vest as well. The closure is with Velcro, specifically 4 pieces of mounting Velcro on the front, 2 on each side. The ones on the right side have Velcro on the outer side as well, so you could technically put the left side of the Velcro over this, which is a lot what most Chinese soldiers would do, while Russians or other Europeans using these vests well, depending on their build, they might actually wear them like I am right now, because these are just because putting this Velcro on this side would be just too tight. Another thing with these vests is there is a strap going around your body. I'm not specifically sure about what is the purpose of this strap. It closes with a regular clip, and the only thing it does is hold up the front panel to your body. That it does not help you with mounting, with closing the actual vest with Velcro, because it doesn't attach it at all to the back side. Okay, now that we have the vest off, we can talk a bit more about it. When it comes to the pocket or the front plate that I mentioned, it's right here. From the outside, closes with Velcro. If we go inside, these loops right here, theoretically, they can be used to mount additional armor modules. Here we have a tag. Let's take a closer look at this tag. Those with a keen eye might remember that I posted this tag on my Instagram, which you should check out for more details of my collection, for more photos, for more information of what I'm currently doing with my life. We can see the specific information, that it's a 2004 vest, specifically the Infantry Combat Type B, which is what I mentioned. Next, we can see that it is, in fact, the V50 protection for it. From the distance of 5 meters is, in fact, 525 meters per second. Next, as I said, its specific ballistic performance is according to the GJB 4300-2002 standard, which is the classified one, used specifically by the PLA, which, if you buy Chinese ballistics, they might be rated with NIJ, but that's just a commercial thing, specifically for ballistics that are kind of meant for export market. Because commercial ballistics in China will have a GA rating rather than NIJ. While this thing is exclusively used by the PLA. If you guys think that this is worthy enough of a video on its own, if you think that it's interesting, you should let me know. And I might do enough research on both this and GA and some other things, and make a video specifically talking about this. Some other information and the manufacture date, which is very barely visible with a naked eye, so I'm guessing it's not going to be visible on the camera, but it's the December of 2011. You might be able to have it visible. When it comes to the time frame for these vests, they were used kind of for a long time, officially only replaced with more modern stuff like Type 19 and Type 21. Now when it comes to where are the ballistics actually mounted, they are not sewn in. We have, this is the front, this is the back panel, and this is the front panel. So how about we take out the soft armor panel from the front? We open it with Velcro, and there we have our ballistic element. And yes, I will actually take it out. There it is. This is the soft armor. There is nothing on it, because all of the information about its actual performance were written on the vest itself. This is basically an equivalent of the English strike face. This side should be hit with a bullet, or in this case, fragmentation. It feels nothing really special. I was not issued anti-mosquito spray. And when it comes to what it actually covers, it's not a lot, but it's something. It will protect your vital organs from fragmentation and maybe some very weak pistol bullets. Do not expect this, which is just soft armor, to stop any kind of rifle rounds. Maybe some of the weakest, I don't think so. And now for the other part of the video. Yes, I have an AKS-70 for you. Why specifically? Well, I do not have a QBZ95 on hand, and this does the job. But when it comes to the actual Type 06 vest, this, what I'm wearing right now, would be your typical PLA training loadout for many years. A helmet and a load-bearing vest, no body armor. These vests were designed as part of the Type 06 modernization system in China, which also included some other vests. There was a Type 06 body armor, which is extremely rare outside of China. It was used by some peacekeeping units. There was also a Type 06 Special Forces vest, which was developed from the Type 04C infantry combat vest. And when it comes to its actual specific development, at the time of the creation of the Type 04 body armor vest, they were seen as having slightly superior ballistic properties to the American Passgat vests, but the Passgat vests were soon replaced by the Interceptor body armor, which was considered to be superior than the Type 04 vests. Thus, the development of the Type 04C into the Type 06 Special Forces vest was to fix that problem. Now, when it comes to this Type 06, which is just a load-bearing vest, do not mix up the Type 06 Special Forces vest, the Type 06 body armor from the Type 06 load-bearing vest, which is what we have today. It features 4 pouches for, well, I can fit a single AK magazine in one of these, but maybe the 5.8 by 42 QBZ95 magazines and QBZ191 magazines could fit 2. It feels like it can almost fit 2 AK magazines, so I'm not really sure. Other than that, what we have, 2 sets of double grenade pouches, which are, in my case, I have them empty, as I do not have any Chinese grenades. We have right here a gas mask pouch, which I use instead as a dump pouch for magazines. I have this vest currently in the standard configuration like it as it comes in, but if I was to change it, I would put the gas mask pouch, which I treat, as I said, I treat as a dump pouch, on the left side, and move this canteen pouch to the right side instead. I do not have any kind of backpack on the back. This technically could be used as a carrying handle. The Type 06 vest has some tags, and interestingly, individual pouches also have tags, which if I happen to have a photo, I will throw it on the screen. Well, when it comes to the vest tags, we can absolutely take a look at them right now. I just need to unclip this vest, which the vest closes with 3 sets of buckles, with the one on the bottom being the biggest. Kind of similar to Russian 6 117. So we have our vest. Now, where do we find the tags? Well, the tags are located right here. And specifically, it's just one tag. This vest was made in 2016, specifically in January. There is a lot less interesting history when it comes to the Type 06 load-bearing vest than when it is done with the 04B body armor, and that's because it doesn't have any ballistic properties. There isn't much to mention other than just show its features. When it comes to both of these vests, and all of the PLA equipment of that time, including the 03 helmet, including the backpacks that were issued with the 06 load-bearing vests, and all other pieces of equipment, they have been used for years up until being replaced by the Type 19 and Type 21 families of items, which we are going to be talking about in the future. These vests and helmets and uniforms have seen a lot of use with the PLA soldiers in training, both by themselves in China, as well as joint trainings with Russia and other countries. Now, I feel like I have fully talked about everything that I knew about this topic. All that I have left is to end the video. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already. Click the notification bell to never miss an upload, which I hope will be next week. Leave your thoughts and any questions in the comments below. I will try to answer you all. And I hope to see you again in the next video. Bye.